So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me again, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Our next story on the crazy week that was is a rather sad one. In fact, the world has become such a wicked and nasty place that no week passes actually without one or two of these horrendous cases showing up or rearing its head. It is the story of Mr. Frederick Olorunfemi, the father of a 7-year-old pupil of one Luyo school. Her name is Sarah. Her father died while confronting the school bus driver who she had identified as the man who molested her. This is just too painful, a double wahala for dead body situation. I'll tell you what happened and how it all started. So according to the reports, this 7-year-old girl takes the school bus to and fro. Okay, her parents paid extra. It doesn't come cheap. It's not the regular cost of tuition. It comes with extra costs. Her parents paid extra for the school bus to bring her to school and take her back home with their own hard-earned sweat. So on this fateful day, on the 1st of February to be precise, this driver, Onyechukwu Kporoku, dropped all the children at their respective houses and proceeded to drive this man's baby to his own house where he had carnal knowledge of her. Kai, I am angry. I am very angry because I don't know how many people or where we are going to protect our children from Bikono these days. In school, at home, school bus, predators everywhere. Inside school bus again. Who would have thought that this child would be exposed to this kind of violation even in the school bus? As in, what is happening? Has this always been like this from our parents' time? Or what is this, a new kind of madness? Why are grown-up men being sexually attracted to babies? What kind of dimension is the world taking right now? 1 month-old baby, 2 years, 7 years, 60 years, no age is spared. Anyone can be a victim. Right from when a woman is born to when she dies, she continues hiding and fighting against sexual predators. Okay, let me continue this. So when this baby got home, she opened up to her mother, which is another plus. Mothers, are you listening? Thank God her mother had created an enabling environment where her daughter can even have this kind of discussions with her. Many of us in our time, they couldn't even tell their mothers. It lasted for years and years and years in silence until that animal would destroy the baby. So this girl got back from school and told her mother what had transpired that day. According to her version, she said that Uncle Jacob, the school driver, had dropped every other child at their respective homes, and instead of bringing her to her home, had driven her to his own house. According to her, he told her to lift up her school uniform, made her sit on his laps, started calling her his wife, started kissing her. In fact, it is gory. It's not something that you would even want to think of or narrate. She started doing this and that and this and that to her. When the mother heard this, she collapsed. When I say collapse, I don't mean physical collapse. There are collapses that are worse than physical collapse. She collapsed spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, and mentally. As in, of course, it is every mother's greatest nightmare to hear that your baby's innocence had been taken. So this woman, after hearing this, waited for her husband to get back home. And then when he did, she downloaded everything that her daughter had told her to the father. So when Mr. Femi heard everything that had happened, oh my God, he was so furious, so upset, boiling with rage. He called the school director immediately and told him that he's going to involve the police. But the director was calming him down and, encouraged him to come to the school the next day so they can talk about it and know exactly what happened before proceeding with bringing in the authorities. So Mr. Femi calms down, and the next day, him, his wife, and his daughter went straight to the director's office. So Sarah, the child, was asked once again to narrate everything that had happened, and even the proprietor admitted that on that fateful day, the driver returned with the school bus later than usual. So when Sarah narrated everything that had happened, the proprietor asked the driver what happened and why he came back late on that very day. And he was like, after dropping off the children, he had an errand to run. He went to drop off something. See, children can be mischievous. They can tell maybe some little lies here and there once in a while. But you see, no child would make up a story about being sexually abused. No child of that age will do that. So hearing the driver deny what his daughter had said, just made Mr. Femi lose it. He lost it. He was enraged and he got up and gave the driver a resounding slap. And before anybody could say Jack, a scuffle ensued between both of them, the driver and Mr. Femi. And they were trying to separate them. The whole atmosphere was heated. The roof was coming down. Emotions were being thrown here and there. They were trying to separate them. Mr. Femi was going at Leko, and Leko too was also posing some resistance. And then, bam, Leko, the driver, pushed Mr. Femi violently to the floor, and he slumped. He fell unconscious. They all thought it was a joke. They jacked him up and started rushing him to the hospital, and lo and behold, before he could get to the hospital, he was dead. Just like that. A man who had gone out to defend his daughter, killed by the same person responsible for molesting that child. Double tragedy. I can't even begin to imagine the pain the wife will be going through now. Is it the pain of knowing that your daughter has been violated, or the pain of losing your husband? It is entirely so sad and tragic that this baby might even grow up blaming herself for the rest of her life. A lot of people have asked, why was a driver left alone with children? Are there not supposed to be some kind of chaperones or minders that accompany these drivers to their stops, ensuring that the children come down or are taken out safely? Why should the driver be unaccompanied with a child? And apart from the driver, who of course is in for some hot shit, people also say that the school has a very huge blame to take in all of this for its negligence. And they're like, schools in Nigeria, your negligence is costing us lives, it's costing us a lot. When will Nigerian schools stop taking little things, everything for granted, and sit up? Is getting out of hand. So some people have blamed Mr. Femi. They blamed him for not, being in control of his emotions. Maybe he was even hypertensive, and they said, you're hypertensive, you went to fight. Why didn't you just involve the police? Why must you go there and start fighting? Why choose violence instead of going through the right route? Some people have blamed him for his actions, while so many others believe that Mr. Femi acted like every other father will if confronted by that kind of situation. That he cannot be blamed, and that he will forever remain a hero to his family, his daughter, his wife, and the society at large. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. So guys, we have finally come to the end of today's episode of the crazy week that was with Barrister Neze. Drop your reactions in the comment section, and I want to read all your reactions down in the comment section. If you're not subscribed to my channel, do hit the subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications, give this video a big thumbs up, and stay glued for our next one. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezaville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.